Hi everybody, welcome back. It has been a long while since I have been on here to post a video. I did want to come on here though and show you guys our July closeout. Unfortunately, I had forgot to hit record. Can you tell I'm out of practice with recording videos? So I did everything and looked down and saw that the little red record light was not on. So I'm just gonna go over everything. It's all already been done, but I'll talk you guys through how our month of July went. If you are new here, hi there, my name is JoJo, and on this channel I share with you guys our family's journey to financial freedom. To us, financial freedom means paying off debt, being mindful with our debts. We aren't anti-debt by any means, but we also are wanting to invest money and save. Those are the three focuses that we have. With that said, let's go ahead and hop into this July budget, you guys. We use the EveryDollar app, and as you can see, this is telling us that I am $220.28 over budget, but when we get towards the end, you will see that I don't really use all of the tools that the EveryDollar app offers. I kind of tweak things to fit our budget, but I love the accessibility of this app, the fact that I have it on my phone, my husband has it on his phone. We're going to start here at the top with W-2 income. My husband and I both work. We're hourly. I am part-time. He is full-time. We get paid every other week on the same week. So typically we will receive 4 paychecks a month. I underestimate our income. So we were expecting $8,600. We ended up earning almost $800 more than what we had expected, which is wonderful. This extra income, $21, this is actually from my kids' allowance. My kids are 9 and 5, and I give them $1 per week for every year they are old. So my daughter gets $9 a week, my son gets $5 a week. 10% of that goes into a piggy bank for savings, 5% goes into a piggy bank for giving, and then the rest is in a jar for spending. I am considering getting my daughter some envelopes so she can have her money more portable and be in a wallet with her when we go to the store. But sometimes they want to purchase things that are online, or things are sometimes just cheaper online. And so what will happen is that I will use my card to buy those things, and then they will give me the cash and I will deposit the cash. And that's what this cash all listed over here is. And I track those expenses under the miscellaneous variable expense category. Our total income for July was $9,397.36, which is wonderful. Down to our fixed expenses, most everything came out as expected. On this app, it'll show this remaining. You can also change it to show what you spent. I like to see the remaining. Mortgage came out as expected. Our internet, we actually paid that. We paid for June and July last month, so I did not have an internet bill for this month. We didn't have an HP ink bill. We're on a plan where if you print under the designated amount, you don't have any bill, and we did not print that much this month. Gym membership was its usual. Security, Cinemark subscriptions, those were as expected. Our Hulu subscription was under budget by $7.99. Our natural gas bill, again, just with how the checks fell. The June budget, June was a 3 paycheck month for us. So June paychecks ended up paying for June and July's gas bill. Our sewer, unfortunately, I had thought we were on auto pay after one of my cards was stolen. We're cashless budgeters. I have a travel card that I try to put all expenses on so we can earn as many rewards miles as possible. Unfortunately, I had that card be stolen. I thought I changed all the numbers through all of our bills. And it is kind of confusing on the auto pay if it's going to pay that month and then the next month is going to start auto pay. So it was just a foobar on my part. But our sewer bill got behind, so I am going to be rolling over some money. When I get to the rollover, you guys will see that. But for this budget tracked here, it was not paid. Our water bill was under by a little over $75, which is awesome. I tracked our electricity or our utility bills on a yearly tracker last year to help me predict these numbers for this year. And I don't know what was the difference between last year and this year, but I'll take it. PlayStation subscription, cell phone, there were some changes with the cell phone plan with a family member that's on the plan with us, so that has gone up by $36.12. My CEU subscription came out as expected. Alexa was as expected. Our insurance was under budget by $23. If you guys are curious, this insurance is for 3 vehicles and a motorhome, and I did bump this up a little bit just because I had seen in the budget community that people were spending more on their insurance because of inflation. Ours so far, I normally budget $180. I bumped it up by $20, and even if I left it at the $180, we still would have been under budget by $3, which is good to see. Solar panels, we have those. So all we pay our solar panel bill and then our natural gas bill, and those are our utilities. Those together are about $190, and what we paid for electricity and gas before was about $200 a month. So that is going to ultimately be a cost savings for us. Our daycare received a grant, and it covered the last 2 weeks of daycare for us. And if you've been following along, my son is starting kindergarten this year, you guys. He had his last day of preschool on Thursday. There's mixed emotions. He's my baby. You know, we've been through this once before because of my daughter. It's 9. But it's just different, you know, when they're your last one, just trying to cherish some of those last moments. But we had a wonderful last day of preschool celebration with his teachers, and you guys, his teachers that he had at his preschool were the same ones that my daughter had when she went there. So they have been with our family for a very long time. We do still plan to go back for various events that the preschool hosts and things like that in the community. So it was not goodbye for forever, but it was bittersweet. But I'm very happy for him. He's really excited for kindergarten. Anyways, so we are going to have $736 freed up for the subsequent months. It's really exciting. We're still trying to decide how we're going to allocate those funds. Here is this rollover section. So the sewer rollover is right here, $51. Natural gas, I don't know why I only put $50 because I normally budget $60 for natural gas. I was planning on rolling over the natural gas anyways, but in my previous budgets, you guys will see that I normally will budget $60 for natural gas, and that's what I'm going to budget for August because that's what this rollover natural gas is intended for, is to cover August's natural gas bill. And we do this rollover just so that, you know, when you're paid every other week, you're not on like a salary. Your paychecks end up following at various times throughout the month, but your bills are always at the same time. So to make sure that the designated paychecks for that month cover a consistent amount of bills, we will end up rolling over some money to that following month to make sure those paychecks are still contributing an equal amount for the month. I hope that makes sense. It does to us. We do a Budget Mom highlighting system on a calendar to help us kind of keep track of all those things. Last is this karate. This will be a new budgeted amount on the fixed expenses. My daughter's in karate. She's been in karate. I used to pull the $60 monthly fee from our kids' sinking fund, but that sinking fund now with my son starting kindergarten, there's always random things that come up. Would like to reserve that kids sinking fund for. And since this karate due is every month consistently, I'm going to change it to be more of a bill. And that will be $60 added. Giving, we did our usual $100. That is set on auto pay. Savings, we're going to still contribute the $50 to our emergency fund. We are no longer going to be doing this savings too. Investing, as I said at the beginning of the video, we do still focus on saving and investing as well as paying off debt. So we have a Roth IRA that we contribute $500 a month to, and that's to get us to be on track for the $6,000 max out. And then we have a non-tax savings brokerage account with M1, and that is, we contribute $100 a month to that. And my kids also have a brokerage account. It's an UTMA account through M1, and between the two of them, they get $200 a month. Here are our variable expenses. Groceries, we were over budget a lot. I'm not really sure how I feel about this category or what I'm going to do with it for next month. I may decrease the gas budget and bump up groceries because gas has gone down. It should stay down until next year, next summertime, because that's kind of gas's circadian rhythm. It goes up in the summer and goes back down once fall and stuff happen. So I think I might do that. Household and pets, we were pretty on track with that budgeted amount. Fun money, that was also right on track. I will probably decrease this. I bumped it up to $100 a week for the 4 weeks that this July budget covered. Just because it was summer, my husband and I had some off days together, so we did a lot of fun things for family outings and eating out. And that I might pull and add some to groceries as well with that decrease. So the overall variable expense amount might stay the same. I just might shift around how I'm planning the budgeted amounts for each category. My husband and I each had our $160. My husband was over a little bit. I am still trying to refund that overspend from my face category when I went on that girls trip for a Luke Bryan concert. So I zeroed this out and moved $113.99 that I had left over in this category to my face sinking fund. But it is still over, you guys. That trip was so much fun. Too much fun. I overspent. This miscellaneous category, there's some, if you guys want to see kind of how we do some of our miscellaneous, how we categorize things. This one was to cover some taxes. My daughter, we were at Walmart. She did bring her money, but she didn't have enough change to cover the taxes on the item. So I just swiped my card to cover the taxes. There were some boys selling candy bars in our neighborhood. And then there's like this learning app that we have a subscription for. Oh, you know what? I tracked that twice. Oh my gosh, I'm so glad I came in here. Okay, we're going to delete that. And that's awesome. That's going to increase the amount that we can put towards extra debt. But yeah, so that's our miscellaneous category. My student loans, they receive my designated payment of $500 a month. And we were planning on an extra debt payment of $1,000, but I might be able to bump that up by about $25. From sinking funds, the most that came from here was for back to school for my kids. I budgeted about $500 for them for back to school. With inflation, I think it's going to be more close to $600. just there's school fees coming up, and I also had we went to the mall and bought some shoes that are not on here either. So I pulled some of the money from our cash flow and added it to beef this up, because it normally gets, I think, like $170 a month. So as you can see, I had to beef it up quite a bit to cover those back to school expenses. And actually, you know what I think I'm going to do? I'm going to change this to just be an even $400. So that still gets it to be positive, and that'll give me more money to put towards extra debt. So with those changes, let's go crunch some of our numbers, and I'll show you guys kind of how I use this EveryDollar app differently than how they intend it, because they're calculating that I'm still over budget, but that is not true. Let me pull in my calculator. Okay, so we're going to start with our income. It's $9,397.37. Then over here in this summary section, this is what I planned for all of the categories. And then they have the spent and remaining. I'm going to use this spent for everything except for sinking funds. So we're going to subtract the $27.32.39 for fixed expenses, our $100 for giving, $50 for saving, $800 towards investing. Our variable expenses were $24.46.49, and then debt was $1,500. And I did spend $1,261 out of my sinking funds, but that's not what's subtracted from my income. What I'm going to subtract from that is actually what I contributed to those sinking funds, which is $1,680. So with removing that duplicate learning app that I had in my miscellaneous expenses and adjusting the kids sinking fund contribution to be an even $400, I still have $88.49. So what I'm going to do is add that to my extra debt, because it adds up, you guys. So let me see. What I'm going to do is, what did I say that was? $88.49. Whoops. And that's going to be extra debt. Okay. Now add that expense, drag it over. So we ended up contributing $1,088.49. And now if we come back here and crunch our numbers again, $93.97.37 minus $27.32.39 minus 100 minus 50 minus 800 minus 24.46.49 minus 15.88.49 minus 1680. We have a zero-based budget. Now we're going to move over to my debt tracking. All right, so these are what our debts were looking like for July. Again, I'm sorry, I'd already filled all of this out before I realized I wasn't filming, but we'll just talk through it. So these are all of the debts that we have, including our mortgage, everything we owe anybody right now. The one we're focusing on are my student loans. They are housed within our HELOC. My husband and I do a velocity banking strategy to tackle our debt. It's an interest savings strategy. If you are interested in seeing what a velocity banking strategy is, I have a playlist. If not, totally okay. We're still paying debt like everybody else. But this is essentially my student loans. They were about $78,000 when I graduated college in 2010, and they were still about $78,000 when we started this debt-free journey in June of 2020. Now, as you can see, we've been hacking away at them. If you are new here, just to kind of inform you of what our debt-free journey has looked like, I started it in February of 2020. We had a little over $102,000 of non-mortgage debt. And things have changed. A lot has happened in the last 2.5 years. So some debts have been added, like our solar panels, and I used to not track our mortgage. So what is left to pay from that original $102,000 is just this student loan amount of $15,000. So we have come a long, long way. I am so grateful for this community and that our family has began budgeting. And so the extra amount that we were going to put towards debt was that even $1,000. Now what I get to change this to is $1,088.49. And that gets us even closer to another milestone. We just flew past $14,000, you guys. I don't even need to see $14,000. We are well into the $13,000. That is so exciting. I can't wait to be under $10,000, to be under $5,000. Oh, you guys, I can see it on the horizon. We're getting close. This $20,000, again, using that velocity banking strategy to hack away at our mortgage. So that's what this parentheses house means. We did purchase some solar panels this year. It's a super low interest rate. And then we will also, for the 2023 tax year, get to file for a reimbursement. So you guys will see this will come down by about $10,000 during tax season. And our mortgage, this $1,141.80, this is after we subtract the escrow amount. If you guys saw, our normal mortgage payment is about $1,420, but the amount that's actually divvied up to principal and interest is $1,141.80, and less than 50% of that is going towards interest, which for a mortgage is awesome. And we just refinanced our house in last year. Yeah, we just refinanced in 2021. But we've shifted. If you guys look at like an amortization schedule, and especially at your mortgage amortization schedule, a huge amount of your mortgage payment goes towards interest for like the first almost half of your mortgage term. So this is exciting to see. I'm very happy with that. And yeah, we hit a milestone with our mortgage, and we hit a milestone with our overall debt. We're under the $250,000, which feels amazing. And that's where I'm going to leave you guys. Thank you so much for stopping by. I hope you guys had a wonderful July as well, and I will see you guys next time when we do our August budget. Bye, everyone.